My boyfriend fell in love with a 16-year-old girl right in front of me, and that's exactly why I'm going to marry him. I became guardian to my 16-year-old sister Ray after our parents died in the car accident everyone saw coming, and she hated me more than she hated them for dying. I'd left her alone with two drunks for 3 years while I went to college and cut contact completely. After she found the restraining order I'd filed against our father after he showed up at my dorm drunk and the emails where I'd begged them to get sober, she was livid that I knowingly left her with them. In her mind, I was the coward who ran away and then came back to play happy family over their graves. When I started dating Ryan, I didn't even tell him I had a sister for the first month because I knew she'd sabotage it like she had everything else. She'd already gotten me fired from one job by spray painting obscenities about me on my boss's car, and had convinced my last boyfriend I wasn't stable by secretly recording me crying after particularly brutal fights with her and sending edited versions from a fake number. But Ryan found out when he came to pick me up for dinner and saw her throwing my clothes off the apartment balcony. She'd found out I'd started dating someone and was screaming that I was a worthless guardian who should have died instead of our parents. He just started picking up my scattered clothes from the parking lot, and when Ray threw a lamp that nearly hit him, he looked up and said loud enough for the whole complex to hear that he'd had worse things thrown at him in juvie, and if she wanted to scare him off, she'd need better aim. The first time they properly met, she told him I'd been institutionalized twice, which was a lie, and that I'd stolen money from our parents' funeral fund, which was half true because I'd used it to pay for her therapy she refused to attend. Ryan listened to her whole rant about what a terrible person I was, and then asked if she wanted to learn to drive because he'd noticed she was the only sophomore taking the bus, and he ran a driving school on weekends. She said yes, just to spite me, because she knew I'd been too terrified to teach her after she'd deliberately driven my car into a mailbox the one time I'd tried. For 3 months, he picked her up every Saturday morning and Sunday afternoon for driving lessons while I bit my tongue and waited for disaster. She'd come back calmer, but still wouldn't talk to me, and I figured at least she was out of the house even if Ryan was probably hearing horrible lies about me the whole time. Then Ryan's car ended up wrapped around a telephone pole during one of their lessons, and when I rushed to the hospital, certain Ray had finally succeeded in killing someone. They both swore it was just black ice and bad luck, but I saw this knowing look between them, and Ryan's story about swerving to miss a dog made no sense in broad daylight on a street that never had strays. 6 months later, I discovered Ray had been working at Ryan's auto body shop after school instead of at the tutoring program she'd claimed to need. She'd been doing oil changes and learning to rebuild engines to pay off the $3,000 in damages from when she deliberately crashed his car trying to prove he would abandon us the second things got difficult. Then Ray's biological father showed up wanting custody and the Social Security death benefits that came with her. Troy had been absent her whole life but suddenly cared when there was money involved, and Ray was desperate enough for real family that she packed her bags to go with him, even though I begged her not to. Ryan was the one who drove her there without telling me, and was also the one who picked her up 48 hours later with a black eye and bruised ribs after Troy's girlfriend decided she didn't want some teenager eating into their benefits. When Ryan brought her home, he had split knuckles and Troy's signature on paperwork terminating his parental rights, and I never asked what happened in between because Ray was finally crying in my arms instead of trying to claw my eyes out. After that, Ray stopped seeing me as the sister who abandoned her and started seeing Ryan as the first adult who'd ever fought for her without wanting something in return. She started coming to dinner instead of locking herself in her room and even helped cook sometimes. When she had nightmares about our parents, she'd knock on our bedroom door and ask Ryan specifically if he could check the locks, even though I'm the one who installed them. He never made her feel childish about it, just grabbed a baseball bat and did a full perimeter check while she waited for the all clear. The moment I knew we'd become a real family was when Ray got suspended for punching a girl who called me a gold digger who couldn't keep a man, and when the principal asked who should pick her up, Ray said to call Ryan because he was the only parent who'd understand why she'd done it. He left work immediately and took her for ice cream before bringing her home where he made her apologize for using violence, but also said he was proud of her for defending family, even though she expressed it through poor choices. My boyfriend loves another girl more fiercely than he'll ever love me, and I thank God every night that girl is my sister.